Happy Camper Radio.
It is the Happy Camper Radio Show, episode 244. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper, and no question about it, my friends. Hang around with us long enough, we're going to make a happy camper out of you. Welcome back, Daniel.
Hey!
You're looking so good and refreshed today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I hope you're all excited about camping, because I certainly am, and that's why we're here.
There you go.
On the show today, Daniel, I want to talk about the importance of filling out those comment cards anytime you go camping, wherever a campground may be. You know, a lot of these campgrounds, especially the private campgrounds, want your feedback. They want your constructive criticism, because they want to make it best for you and any future camper that happens to come camping there. Comment cards, we'll talk about it today on this edition of Happy Camper Radio. Stick around for it.
Happy Camper Radio.
And the Happy Camper Radio Show can be heard all around the world by great listeners just like yourself. You can find us in the iTunes Store on Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, and now on Odyssey, Samsung, and Player FM. Wherever you go, wherever your travels may take you, you can find Happy Camper Radio, and there's many other options you can look at on the web for, and you'll find us there. You know, check out any one of them, and if you really want to see what we do behind the scenes here, you want to see the show in action, check out our YouTube channel. Become a subscriber. Look for that little red button right down here, Daniel, the one with a pup tent. Yeah. You see it? Okay, yeah. Just click on that, and you'll become a subscriber to the Happy Camper Radio Show. You can find us on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Camp Talker. And again, subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can see Daniel and I doing the show in action. Okay. Well, Daniel, I know we're in the off season right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and I take it you put that little tent away. Have you set it up again since you had it over here?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
I want to set it up in the rain, see how fast I can do it.
Don't do that, Daniel.
No,
my
that's
Lord.
what you're supposed to do. Like when you go backpacking, because well, I mean, people who are wanting to do the AT or a long trail or whatever, you're going to have to do it eventually. You know, you can't predict the weather if you're going out for months at a time. So actually, our friend Gary, he made a video of how he set up his tent in the rain, and basically you kind of want to just get underneath the rain tarp and do it from underneath, and it's a different kind of setup, but you wanna have that skill. You want to be able to do it as fast as you can if you need to.
Okay. Well, that does make sense. You know, and Gary, we know him. He's a seasoned guy at this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you've been a through hiker on the Appalachian Trail, and you take as much time, and you've been through the elements like I know he has, he probably has that down packed.
Oh, yeah.
Just like me setting up that RV.
Exactly.
Okay? So, you want to make sure you do it right, you do it quick, and and definitely whatever you do, protect your gear.
Mm-hmm.
It is so important. You spend a lot of money on that tent, Daniel. So I know, you want to baby that, and you want to have it for many, many years to come.
Definitely.
As far as the primitive life goes, you're much younger than I. I wish you the very best.
Yeah.
Okay, because I won't be out there doing that. But on the show today, Daniel, I want to talk about how important it is to let your campground owners know your experience when they come to stay with you.
Mm-hmm.
You've been to private campgrounds, I'm sure.
I have.
Okay, and you've been to public campgrounds. Now, maybe not so much in the public campground environment as it is in the private sector. Okay, but your campground owners want to know how you feel, what experience you had, what were the good points, what were the bad points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's take example here. Georgia Stone Mountain Park.
Okay.
Now, I was camping there a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was my final campsite, campground of the season. I planned this by going out there and just doing it.
Yeah.
I wanted to camp close to home.
Yeah.
For my last trip. Now, one of the things I did learn from a young guy like you.
Okay.
Okay. When I got over there and got settled, it dawned on me, wait a minute, I am too close to home. Yeah.
Oh, you just realized this? I refuse to go to Stone Mountain for that reason. I've always never wanted to go there.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it there. It's nice. I've worked there.
Daniel,
I've
it
lived
is a nice,
half my life there.
For a tourist, it is a nice campground.
Yeah, I
I'm
love
not
it.
not going to knock that. Okay. But, I got there and I realized I got set up and everything. So, wait a minute. home is just a 2-3 minute
my
drive
God.
away.
You just realized this? That's
okay,
crazy.
so I know not to make that mistake again.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
but,
hilarious.
One of the things that when I got over there, the hospitality was fantastic.
Okay.
All right. The folks at the Welcome Center, took my reservations. They did everything like they were supposed to do and everything.
Yeah.
And I knew where I was going to go camping. All right. But when I got over there to the primitive section, I did notice some things that probably needed their attention.
Okay.
Okay. And I didn't go up to the office and say anything about it. But, when I left there, after making my reservations, they gave me a nice package. Here's the map of the campground. Here's things you can do. It's a little pricey, and I can expect that because, Stone Mountain Park is a resort.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unlike the days back then, I mean, it was once a state park, and now it's run by, private corporation and everything. So when that happens, you can expect the prices to go up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But still, for the most part, it is a nice campground, depending upon where in the campground you are camping.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, the full hookup sites, they look great. All right. They could be a little more spaced out than they are. Because, like I said, I like to roll that rug out, and I like to be able to sit outside my RV and enjoy the view. Okay. But, where I was camping at, they probably need to do some work over there.
Okay.
So, for me, it was important that I filled out that comment card before I left, and I put it in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And I let them know. And I mean, I wasn't nasty about it or anything. I just says, hey, here's some things you probably go ahead and need to take a look at.
Yeah.
One of the big complaints I had was, the roads were in pretty disrepair.
Okay.
So, they needed to go ahead and take care of that. A lot of the campsites were not level. Okay. But, I mean, it still didn't stop anybody from camping there. And the folks that were there, again, like I said, I camped during the week in a lot of cases, so there's a lot of vacancies.
Yep.
And I always, no matter where I go camping, Daniel, I always make it a point to drive around with a video camera for a number of reasons. Number one, I like to show it off here on the program.
There you go.
So some of our viewers and our listeners can decide, maybe I want to go camping here sometime if I'm out in the area. Okay, so let them take a look at it. But at the same time, I also want to take a look at, well, if I decide to come back here again, do I have the best spot available?
Mm-hmm.
Could I be actually camping in another spot where I'm going to have a better view, where I'm going to be a little more relaxed, where it's a little more level?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's one of the reasons I want to go ahead and I take those videos like I do. But for me, regardless of the campground I'm staying at, it's important that you fill out that comment card because you need to let the campground owners or the managers know exactly what you're experiencing. And, it's also important for you to let others know what you're experiencing too. That's why, there's a lot of these reviews you have online.
Yep.
Okay. Some of them are good. Some of them are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But at the same time, I keep in mind too, regardless of how much I'm paying for an overnight stay at a campground, all right, you got to understand where you're camping, first of all. And again, like Stone Mountain Park is a resort. So it's going to be a little more busy in a lot of cases, and it's going to be a little more costly because over at Stone Mountain, again, like you say, you've worked there, and there's a lot of things over there to do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So, and unfortunately for us, it's a little too close to home.
I'm so surprised you realized
Yeah. Have you ever filled out one of these comment cards, Daniel?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm just one of these people. I don't know. It's like the thing about comment cards and everything. It's like it seems like everywhere and everyone wants to push you. Do this, do this. It's kind of pushy. I understand it, but you know what I mean. You're like, oh, you bought this. Oh, fill out our survey. Fill out a call this number. Like you'll get a receipt for a store. Actually, it's a funny thing, not really a camping thing, but I used to eat at Subway a lot, and they were like, oh, if you fill out this survey, you get a free cookie. So knowing me, free stuff. So I would, every time I bought Subway, I would sit there and I would get on my phone. And I'd be like, excellent, 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 excellent. Because like, if you don't put excellent, then they want you to write something. And you're like, I just want my free cookie. But like, I mean, I think it's a good thing to leave comments because I think it's good to leave good comments if it was good, because I feel like people equate comments to, oh, this was wrong, but a lot of the times they want to know that they're doing a good job, and if no one says they're doing a good job, and it's only the people that give the bad comments, they don't know if they're doing anything right or not.
Well, keep in mind, Daniel, we're talking about campgrounds here. Okay?
Yeah.
We're not talking about your food chains or anything like that.
Yeah.
Where you're going camping at, your personal experience. All right. And a lot of times, they want those comments on the card. They want to know exactly what you're experiencing. For the most part, like I say, the campgrounds that I have stayed at, both private and public, are pretty clean.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty well maintained. I get out there in the morning time and I sit down with my coffee and I see a maintenance truck driving around. He's picking up trash, okay? Or they're getting ready to mow the lawn. They're doing some, trimming and things like that. They're trying to make your camping experience as memorable and comfortable as they possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a lot of the things that need to be addressed are being addressed. Okay, but there may be some things that you see that the owners or the managers don't see, and they want to know what these things are. I think those comment cards are very important.
Mm-hmm.
I fill them out any opportunity I possibly can. One of the things, like it says, at the private campground, you may have these comment cards that you're going to fill out. In the case of recreation.gov, the Army Corps sites, that I'm getting great deals on because I got that little access pass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's not going to be comment cards there.
Yeah.
If there's something on site that needs an immediate attention, okay, you've got a campground host you can go talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But just about every time that I complete a camping experience at a recreation.gov campground, a day or two later, I will get an email from them saying, please rate your experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, they're sending them out for a reason.
Oh, I know.
Okay. So, yeah, don't think for one moment they're not being looked at and they're not being observed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe people are paying attention to those things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you've got to understand, too, Daniel, that you're camping around fellow campers, and they're going to want to come back. You're going to want to come back if the experience is good.
Mm-hmm.
Just about every Army Corps site that I have been to so far, Daniel, the campground, the atmosphere, everything about it has been 100% positive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's in addition to the cost saving, should I say, the experience is one of the main reasons that I will go back.
Yeah, definitely.
So I've seen some of these campgrounds, and there's many out there that I have not been to. I'm planning on visiting a lot of them next camping season, beginning in March or April, as soon as they open their doors. Okay, yeah, I will be out there, and probably out there maybe every 3 weeks, like I have ever since I bought the new RV.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but yeah, I'm going to be on the lookout for things. If I see something that needs immediate attention, yes, I will address it at the campground office. I will talk to the campground host because if I see it, chances are somebody else who is camping and is spending money and time to be there and enjoy it will probably address it as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But if I don't do that and they offer the comment card, I will take the comment card. I will fill that out. If they ask, why did you answer this? Why did you give us a number 10 or a -1 or something like that? I will go ahead and put in there specifically why. And I don't believe that the campground managers or owners are taking that as a negative experience.
Mm-hmm.
They actually want to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about camping at their campground?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like a lot of people, they only fill out comment cards when it's a bad thing. And I think another way to express your like or dislike is, you look at YouTube and you find out, what does this campground look like? And probably most of the time the people are like, oh, the bathrooms are great. This is a good lot. So that's another way to gauge whether it's a good place or not. And, I mean, not to sound too old fashioned, but comment cards are kind of old. Everyone does everything online. So that's my opinion. I'm sure they have online stuff, but I was going to talk about I'm the backpacker in this duo we have, and they have this app called All Trails, and they do comments on that. So, like, if you wanted to do a backpacking trip and maybe you're just getting started or whatever, you can go on All Trails, and it has ratings. It has, is it a hard trail? Is it a moderate trail? Is it taken care of? I mean, like last episode, I was talking about the Foothills Trail. It's very well maintained, and it's a very good trail to do maybe your first camping trip on, and that's really important too. And actually, it's funny that this is not really a comment card, but like when you're on a hiking trail and there's a big old tree that fell down or something's blocking or there's branches or whatever, you can mark down the exact location you are, and you can let the people know that maintain the trail to come out and cut a tree, cut a limb, and that's very important for them. So it's not exactly a comment card, but like I said, the Foothills Trail is well maintained because people give feedback all the time, and there are groups that come and do maintenance on the trail. So that's very important to do that kind of stuff when you're hiking.
Daniel, you just brought to my attention something I had been meaning to bring up for a long time, and I totally forgot about this till you mentioned it.
Okay.
We're talking about mentioning things that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
I am one who does not like camping near large trees.
Okay.
I have the biggest fear of that tree coming down in the middle of the night on top of me.
Yep.
And I say this, Daniel, because there have been a couple instances here, not just locally, I think up near Red Top Mountain.
Yeah.
I don't want to say specifically at that park, okay, but a few years back, there was a situation where a young girl was in a hammock between two trees.
Oh, boy.
And she was relaxed, and she was there part of a group, and one of those trees came down and landed on top of her. And,
oh, my God.
Unfortunately, it was a tragic situation.
Wow.
So, I am very weary about trees. One of the sites that I enjoy camping at down on our Schaefer Herd, that I had been there a couple times already. This last time, I had totally forgotten that there is a monstrous pine tree right next to me. And yeah, I mean, what's the likelihood of that tree coming down? But no, I don't. I feel very uncomfortable about that.
Yeah.
Now, maybe some of you folks feel different. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, I think really that's one of the things that you need to put on a comment card. Take a look at that tree. I'm not saying you're going to be an arborist and you're going to be an expert on this.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if you see like, hey, I'm a little concerned about this tree. It's monstrous. It's right next to where we're camping. Look how the tree is leaning.
Yep.
All right. Look at the big branches. There may be some dead branches right up above you. Okay. Those branches may come down on top of you. Point these things out. Okay. If you have to put them on your comment card, or if you do like a recreation.gov thing, we know where they send you an email and solicit your response, mention it then.
Yep.
Okay, at least it will give them something to take a look at. Maybe they will hire an arborist to come out and observe that tree and decide, well, maybe that tree still has some life to it.
Yep.
Maybe it's getting a little to the point right now where we have some concerns here.
I'm always scared of pine trees. We have 2 pine trees in our yard that, it's probably going to cost us $5,000 or $6,000 to get them down. But
no, it cost you that much.
Well, I hope not. But we haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But we always think about it, and there'll be these days when remnants of a hurricane or a tropical storm will come in, and you see them going from side to side. And I know you've had a lot of dealings with trees. Actually, even when you were at your old house, you cut down some trees so they wouldn't fall on my house, and which I very appreciate. But you never know. You want to get stuff like that checked out, definitely.
Yeah, well, Dan, we've talked about Stone Mountain Park, and we've mentioned this on the show before. Several years ago, my brother and I were camping over there, and that microburst came in out of nowhere.
Yeah.
All right, and that was a weekend situation. I think we did a show over there that weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, but the campground was full. Everybody was sound asleep. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, and it threw the canopy that I had over the picnic table. It threw them over to the next campsite. And all I can remember, Daniel, is when we got out of there, people were just jumping out of their tents. And, I mean, they were just unpacking everything or packing everything up, throw it in the back of their hatchback and leaving.
Yep.
Yeah, because, I mean, it was so disastrous. So, yeah, I mean, you just may be there camping and you talk about the trees flying back and forth, because of a storm. It can happen right there at a campground, just like it can happen right there at home.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, those type of things I think also need to be addressed anytime that you go camping. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something maintenance related.
Mm-hmm.
Let's also keep in mind, too, that on the weekends or especially on the holidays, you're going to have a full campground.
Yep.
Okay. And you never know what kind of people are going to be camping next to you.
Yeah.
So you may have some loud partiers
Yep.
and things like that that's going to make your camping experience a little unpleasant.
Yeah.
Okay. But you've got to expect those things.
Mm-hmm.
You really do. And I mean, unless somebody is being absolutely obnoxious as possibly can be, all right,
It's happened.
it happens. Okay. But I really don't think that that's something, that you really would put on a comment card, because there are certain things that you're going to expect to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. And for me, for the most part, because I'm a weekday camper, I'm not really going to experience much of that.
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
I will find people, who are on vacation. I will find some older folks that may be out there.
Mm-hmm.
When I go camping, I find a lot of vacancies, okay, because of the fact that I am camping during the week.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a big perk.
Yeah, but I try to stay away from the weekends if I possibly can, for that obvious reason that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay, but I get out there with Sadie and we just relax and enjoy life as we possibly can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the big 6'6" right now, so
There you
yeah,
go.
I'm up there in my ages, and it's time to relax a little bit.
Yep.
You worked all your life, and with this new RV, it's actually the highlight of my older years. Okay,
It usually is for people. That's usually what people do. They'll buy one of these big old trailers and just go around the country and just camp for months at a time. And I mean, I can't wait to get to that point in my life when I can do stuff like that, and it's going to be great.
Well, you're going to try to get as much camping in as you possibly can. Even the full-time campers, the people, who are living their life on the road will tell you it gets expensive.
Oh, yeah.
It's expensive to do that. All right. And I think about it sometimes. I know I'll never do it. I'll
Yeah.
never be a full-time camper.
Yeah.
I kind of like things just the way they
it's
are.
nice to have a home base.
It is. And for camping, just 2 or 3 days away from home is enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm ready to come back. I'm ready to regroup. I'm ready to park the RV and get it cleaned up and get it all shiny, brand new for my next camping trip. And the neat thing about that is, Daniel, and I know you spoke about this, you still have things in your pop-up that you haven't taken out from your last camping trip.
Actually, my truck. It's still in my truck.
Okay, yeah, but still, like with my RV, I've got things in there. I've got a change of clothes,
Yep.
okay, which I will keep in there permanently.
Yep.
Unless I need to go ahead and wash it and put it
Yeah.
back in there. But I've got dry goods in there. I've got everything that I need: blankets, pillows, comforter, the whole 9 yards,
Yep.
toiletries. Everything that I need, so I can just hook up and go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I'm going to be looking for a lot of those campgrounds, and regardless of where I'm going to be staying, whether it be at a private campground or going to be a public campground, if by chance, I do get a comment card, or if I get an invitation online
Mm-hmm.
after my camping experience to go ahead and comment, I will go ahead and fill that out.
Yeah, they usually will give you something like, you fill this out, they'll give you a 10% off or something like that, because most people won't do it. I mean, it's kind of a thing where, like I was talking before about, everyone wants a survey, everyone wants a comment, and they have to give you a little bit of an incentive to do it. But, hey, if it saves money, then I'm all for it.
Well, Daniel, you even said yourself, you'll fill the comment card out to get your free cookie.
Yes.
Right?
I love the free cookie.
So, yeah, I mean, it's available out there. If you can go ahead and take advantage of it, yeah, go ahead and get your free goods and whatever the case may be. But it's going to be an experience for me next year when I get out and go camping. And, Daniel, I hope you're out there with me.
All right.
It's time now for our featured campground of the week right here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy Camper Radio. Happy Camper Radio.
Daniel, I told you, I think, the last episode that at some point in my ventures, I'd like to make a long-distance drive out to Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of good campgrounds out there, including the KOAs. But, if you want to go to a recreation.gov campground, there's one out here you may want to consider. Keep in mind, that as the season is now closed, and you may want to go ahead and make plans for next season if you want to camp in Texas. There's one out here called the Promontory Campground. It's near Comanche, Texas, and it is our featured campground of the week. Right here on the Happy Camper Radio Show. The Promontory Campground sits on Proctor Lake in the Cross Timbers region of Texas. The area appeals to sportsmen, birds watchers, naturalists, and those simply wanting to relax in the outdoors. And what is so wrong with that? The campground offers a variety of campsites, some with screen shelters, some with electrical hookups, and some primitive sites for guys like Daniel, who has his little backpacking tent that he's looking forward to taking out. I think you'll probably bring your pop-up, though, if you can ever drive that far, okay? Yeah, there's a whole lot of things you can do out there. Check out their website. We're going to have it for you all week long on happycamperradio.com. You can enjoy fishing, boating, hiking, camping, amenities including showers, water hookups, electrical hookups. And there's a lot of nearby attractions, too, that you can check out. Look for some of them on their website as well. But if I get out to Texas, and I'd like to do that maybe next year.
It's nice out there. I've been a couple times.
Here's one campground I am definitely going to consider. It's the Promontory Campground in Texas. Yes, and it is our featured campground of the week right here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy Camper Radio.
And if you have a campground you'd like for us to feature on the program, get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com, or this guy right here with the breakfast and lunch. He's always thinking about food.
You know it. Daniel at happycamperradio.com.
And be sure to include a link to the campground website. Well, Daniel, thank you so much for being here with us in the studio. Always a pleasure to have you on board. Where's your buddy Sadie?
She's under somewhere. She's growling or something.
I'm surprised the microphone doesn't pick that up. She's happy when she's camping, though.
Yeah.
Remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. Talk about pets, yeah. Do like I did. Visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. You can find us on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Camp Talker. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just hit that little red button down there with the pup tent. Yeah. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. No question about it. Daniel is a happy camper. And we're going to make a happy camper out of you. Talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye, everybody.